I'm Elizabeth Brendel Horn. I'm an associate professor of theater at the University of Central Florida on the main campus since 2015. I got started teaching blended courses when one of my colleagues recommended that I take IDL 6543, my first or second year on faculty. Look at birds. That's my thing in Florida. We have all these One of those big changes that I made in my course with thinking about the Truman Award was this idea of a loop between the in-person and the online instruction. I needed to spend time in that online space myself. And I really needed to look at that exchange between that in-person space and that online space so that I really had that buy-in from my students that both spaces were equally important and that they informed one another. One of the things that I do is I build in spaces in my slides and in my lesson plans for referencing something that happened online. And I'm a big fan of Yellow Dig as a way to just keep that conversation going. So certain students are really vocal in Yellow Dig. Other students are more vocal in our in-person classes. But it's always really interesting when Yellow Dig will be a place where somebody will say, this thing was brought up in class and I wanted to circle back to it. So it's always great to see, because that's so much of what I'm trying to do as well, to keep that learning loop going. If students have submitted a major assignment, I'm going to pull some quotes or ask for permission to share a piece of visual art that a student might have made. And if it's not a week that a major assignment is due, I'm going to go right back to Yellow Dig and I'm going to check and see what posts were really bringing up some interesting conversations or what posts might have been overlooked that I think it's important to lift up and bring into our learning space in person. I'm not just taking two different things and putting them together. I'm really looking at the intersections and the back and forth between the two.
Wait! Where'd it go? It's like you're shaking the person.
I'm teaching a group of theater artists. So I'm teaching this class that is traditionally more text and discussion and writing based. So I'm always looking for ways to integrate their art into the work that they're doing in my class. And I found ways to utilize things like Pinterest or Google Jamboard to really make the ways that students are discussing the topics in the class more visual, more spoken word, or performative. It's important to me that throughout my class, there are a lot of formative assessment opportunities. A lot of these are play-based. And when I say play, I mean theater games that I bring into the classroom to illustrate a concept that we're exploring. And so those assignments, those opportunities for exploring a concept are woven throughout both my in-person and my online content for the class. I think one of the biggest successes that I saw was in this student response. Students were engaging in both online and in-person spaces. My SPOI scores were improving. I was hearing positive feedback from students. Of course, the main goal that I have for my students taking script analysis for theater is that they'll be able to analyze the script from whatever perspective they're approaching it from, whether it's as an actor or a designer or director, technician, or a member of the audience or just a lover of literature. More than that, it's my goal that students will see that analyzing a script is a little bit technical, but it's also a little bit personal, right? Because we can't help but bring our own experience into how we respond to a piece of art. And as theater artists, we would never ask for every single audience member to have the exact same experience, right? It's that diversity of thought and experience that really makes the shared experience of attending live theater so powerful. How can we acknowledge our own personal experiences? How can we respond to this piece of literature from different places through writing, through movement, through poetry, through visual arts, and just acknowledging that experience can look a lot of different ways for each of us.